Spirit Sports Consultants presents
2023 Week 1 NFL updated selections. We've got our preferred pick, Dallas and New York Giants. And for additional preferred picks, look out for our future videos, in which we're going to feature the Lions at the Chiefs. And before we get to the individual games, we ask that you please subscribe to our channel. We greatly appreciate it. We provide weekly NFL picks, highlights, sports travel, and also wagering and betting advice. Thanks again. We'll start with a game we did not include in our prior video, talking about the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. Even as a road favorite, which we typically avoid, we see several advantages for Dallas in this game. We'll show the scrimmage advantages they have against the pass right here. We want you to look at a couple key statistics. Look at the Dallas Cowboy defense, giving 6.2 yards per attempt, 54 sacks. With the addition of Stephon Gilmore, the Cowboys now have two premier cornerbacks to go along with a very fierce pass rush. And then on offense, adding Brandon Cooks gives them that 1-2 wide receiver option to go along with CeeDee Lamb. So we think the Cowboys are going to be explosive this year, and we know there are a lot of Cowboy haters out there, but in this game we like Dallas 24-17. Another reason we like Dallas in this game, looking back to 2022, Dallas took both games comfortably by a touchdown or more in both games. Since this is a preferred pick of the week, we want to give you our advice for the best plays of the week on this one. We want to avoid the half point, so look for Dallas -3. We see that available at places such as DraftKings, and if that's not available, don't do the 3.5. Do Dallas money line. That's the best play for this matchup. And if you don't trust the Cowboys offense, go along with a totals play in which we see an under. We think it'll be a slow-paced game with the Giants having to run the ball and then the Cowboys stopping any attempt at passing. Next up, we have an NFC North battle between the Packers and the Bears, and this one could go either way. We're not going to we wouldn't recommend that you bet this. We like the Bears at home in a close one, 21-17, until Jordan Love kind of gets settled. Tennessee at New Orleans. We have this as one of our 5 picks for the week in another video, so feel free to take a look at that. But to reiterate what we said there, we love the Saints here. We think they've vastly improved, and we think they win this one by 10. Intrigued by Titans adding the receiver DeAndre Hopkins, we still think the Saints roll. We will make a pick on this next game, the Bucs at the Vikings. We caution against a wager on this one because too much is unsettled early on in the season. But we'll go with Minnesota 21-17. The line is currently Minnesota -7. We think the Vikings are just a little bit overrated, having lost Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen. Remains to be seen how good they are offensively this season. Okay, next up, we've got the Cardinals on the road against the Commanders. We're going to take Washington here, 27-13. We like Sam Howell. I think he's got great potential. Love the receivers, love the running back, and phenomenal defense. This next game bothers me a little bit as a Texans fan. Texans going on the road to face Baltimore Ravens. Vastly improved Texans team, but you got to like Baltimore here. Tough for C.J. Stroud to start off his pro career on the road at Baltimore, looking at and trying to compete against Lamar Jackson. We think the Ravens are just too much, and they'll roll here. Next up, we have the Rams going on the road to face the Seahawks in this NFC West divisional matchup. Take a look at our Week 1 quick pick video in which we break this one down as one of our underdog selections. We're going to go with Seattle to win, 24-21, but the current line is 5.5, and the line when we posted that video was 6. We really like the Rams to cover that line, and although we're picking Seattle here, we wouldn't totally be shocked if this went 3 points on either side. Very evenly matched teams. Not so evenly matched is the matchup between the Jags and the Colts. The one thing we see here is a defensive struggle. We have the Jaguars winning 20-10. We don't think they'll be able to do much on the turf field. The Colts have a great defense. Who starts at quarterback for the Colts? Still a big question mark. The next game is featured in our Week 1 quick picks, so take a look at that video for detailed information on our thought process for that game. But suffice to say, we see the Chiefs winning here, 34-24. Some of our reasoning would be the Lions missing Jameson Williams and just the standard factors of a turf indoor team going outdoors playing on grass slows them down a little bit, and we just love that Chiefs offense. Next up, we have the Panthers and number 1 overall draft pick Bryce Young, along with new coach Frank Reich going into Atlanta. We like Atlanta here. We love the moves they've made in the offseason. We really love the drafting of Bijan Robinson. And historically, first-round running backs make more of an impact than first-round quarterbacks. We'd love to see what he does here. Sean Payton starts his career with the Broncos, and we think that he starts off with a win hosting the Las Vegas Raiders with a lot of questions at quarterback. Who's going to start? Could it be Jimmy G? Could Tom Brady come out of retirement? But as it stands now, we love Denver here. Our next game should be a defensive slugfest. The Eagles at the Patriots. Eagles have to have the best defense personnel in the league, and we know what Bill Belichick can do, especially with pass defense. So we'll see this being a low-scoring affair with the Eagles prevailing 21-13. And for the other team in Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the 49ers. A lot of unknowns here. Who the 49ers start at quarterback? People hyping up the Steelers. We love Mike Tomlin, and along with Kyle Shanahan, two of the better coaches in the league. We see this being low scoring, and the 49ers winning 16-10 with that great defense. For our next game, in an earlier video, we had recommended just watch and enjoy this one. We want to update this pick based on the Jalen Ramsey injury. We feel that with the surfaces the Chargers have, the fact that they have three dynamic receivers, and then looking at the fact that two-headed worst game of the season in 2022 got just stymied. I think they scored 17 points. We like the Chargers now with our updated score of 38-28. Take advantage of the injury here. Now it's time for our Underdog Corner, and what this is are games in which we think the underdog can outright win the game, not just cover the spread. The types of matchups we look for in Underdog Corner are going against teams that look great and everyone loves. For example, going against the Bengals and Bills, who we feature prominently in our AFC conference preview, Who Wins the AFC, we think both teams will go very far. But in these particular matchups, and for both games, the Bills are going on the road, the Bengals are going on the road against very motivated divisional rival. We see that as being problematic. Start off with the Bengals at the Browns. And while we have picked the Bengals to win both the AFC North and also go to the AFC Championship game, possibly the Super Bowl, for this game, we like the Browns at home. We like them winning 21-14. The Browns won the matchup last year in Cleveland. They didn't have Deshaun Watson. We like their pass defense. We love their rush offense. We think Deshaun could do enough to outplay Joe Burrow in this one. Hopefully you understand how betting odds are set, but if not, take a look at our video in which we discuss how the line is created. But for this one, we found it interesting that 83% of the public bets are coming in on Cincinnati, 17% on Cleveland. That means big bettors are on the side of Cleveland. 17% constitutes enough money to offset 83% of public bets. The opening line is 2.5, but now look at the line here. In some places, Bet365 and others, that 2.5 has dropped down to 2. So what that tells us is that the heavy money is coming in on Cleveland. So factors pushing it towards Cleveland include the following. We just mentioned 83% of the public bets. The line dropping from 2.5 to 2, telling us 17% of Cleveland bets offset the 83% of Cincinnati and moves the number down, totally benefiting Cleveland. And then let's look at some fundamental reasons. Cleveland is a home dog in this game, going up as a division rival, a highly regarded division rival. Plus, you've got a surface advantage. Cincinnati's a turf team going to a grass field, going against one of the top pass defenses in the league with a new defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz, that specializes in putting great pressure on the quarterback. So for all those reasons, we really like Cleveland in this game. Next, we have the Bills at the Jets, an AFC East divisional matchup. Tell me this, why are the Bills getting 90% of the public money bets? It's got to be based on reputation. Well, if you look at last season, the Jets actually won the game hosting the Bills, and that's when they did not have Aaron Rodgers coming at them. We love the Jets in this one, 24-20. We think Aaron Rodgers being reunited with Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, and his old coach, Nathaniel Hackett, will give the Jets the edge in this game. But again, like we said, we think both teams are going to be successful this season. Look at our AFC conference preview, which we tell you how we really feel about the Bills. So don't think that one game means everything. It doesn't.
That's all for this time. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to sharing our future videos with you.